What's up, dudes? What's up, dudes? HW here. HW here. It's the early morning hours over here at Tone Junkie, and I was doing a video. And I did a video on that Trump guitar that like blew up. And then I did a shootout of the Trump guitar with this one. And this thing has just blown my mind. I thought we should do another shootout. Now, I believe we are living in the golden age of instruments. I really do. I actually think we're living in the golden age of instruments, and I've been alive long enough to know this. The time will come in the not-so-distant future when you and I will be looking at Harley Benton SC550s with the original Tesla pickups, the ones you can get for $350 all day long right now. We'll be paying $1,000, $1,200, and we'll be saying they're so much better than the imports, than the current Harley Bentons. The look will change, the something will change. We'll be saying, trust me, you want those original Indonesian ones. How do I know that? Because right down there I have an ODR1 that's worth $900, and it's a reissue of the original ODR1, which was made in Korea. It was made in a cheap spot in the beginning. At the time, it was cheap to manufacture in Korea. Then I have a reissue, the first reissue that's identical, and it's worth like $900, and you can get the same pedal made in, I think, China today, in a miniaturized version, and the standard ones that they sell for like $150. But still, so, and at the time, that was the cheap place to make it, right? So I've been alive long enough to just know, I remember when the Mexican Fenders were $300. And now people go, trust me, those were good years. It happens with everything. And I believe we're living in the golden age of instruments right now, because I shot this thing out against that silly Trump guitar. It kind of blew it out of the water. Today I want to put it up against a $13,000 guitar. And I think it's going to actually do great. I really do. Sound-wise, I'm going to really challenge you to tell me that guitar sounds way better than this one. Feel-wise, I'm going to tell you what I think, right? So first things first, I'm just playing a clean deluxe profile that's available to everybody for free, or I'll make it available for free. You have it in packs. I've just made some adjustments and been using it. And it's on the Kemper, and let's just start with the neck pickup. And you tell me if a $350 guitar and a $13,000 guitar sound that much different, because I think we're living in the golden age of guitar. Okay, you judge how that sounds. Here's how it feels to me. This is a 67 Trini Lopez. It's original. It's beautiful condition. I bought it for nowhere near what it's worth today. These things have just gone crazy, especially in beautiful shape like this. This guitar is set up with lower action. That's how I like it. It has there's a real like je ne sais quoi, you know what I mean? There's a real like aura to it, man. This is the prettiest girl at the ball, you know what I'm saying? She's like the prettiest girl at the summer camp. Everybody likes her. You might have to settle for something else, because you know what I'm saying? Anyway, okay. There is something magic when you play it. I'll just put that out there. It is really... It's a simple kind of like beauty that this thing has, when you hold it, when you feel it. There really is something lovely about it. But if I'm not touching it, again, like gear is for the player. If I'm not touching it, those things might objectively sound better. I think there's a complexity and a richness to the sound here that is obviously there, but I don't think there's not something just as good over here. Does that make sense? It's funny. It's actually, this guitar is a little bit challenging. Might be a little stiffer to play up here, all things considered. That one's nice and slinky. Tone-wise, there's just a polish here. I don't know if it's the age, the degaussing of the magnets. You know, this thing is... Geez, is this thing going on? Yeah, we're going to be like 60 years old, you know, in like a year on this guy. 67, I don't know what month it was made. I'll have to learn how to read a Gibson serial number, but yeah. Anyway, I mean, what I feel, this one's actually a little stiffer to play up here. This neck is more comfortable than that one. That one's a little thin for me. This one's thin too, and it goes a little narrow here, which I don't love, but, you know, is just part of the guitar. And there's always a stiffness, even on the high strings, because you have this much kind of pull behind the headstock. I notice a difference in the tension on a Trini like this. And this guitar just feels long. It almost feels like you pick up a baritone. You just perceive it being real long because you have this long headstock. I don't know, it's just a feeling, but to me, those sound really good, but it doesn't necessarily, those sound different. You might have a favorite, but one of those does not jump out to me as $13,000 and the other one $350. There is, I think, maybe the biggest difference in these guitars, and that is that bridge is a bit more aggressive, higher output for sure. The whole guitar might be higher output. These magnets have obviously aged quite a bit. 60 years they lose power. It's funny. You would think it's like 60 years is not that big of a deal in terms of magnet strength over like the course of the universe. But I guess all magnets age like that, and these aren't very powerful magnets to begin with. And I guess you can hear the difference. You know what I mean? That degaussing effect is there. I think this is look. What's funny? One of these pickups is worth more than that guitar. These are early T-tops. This is like the bridge that Jimmy Page put in his Les Paul after his PAF broke. And he did that in Japan on tour. And to my knowledge, it stayed in there. There's a lot of Zepp live at Royal Albert Hall is this pickup in the bridge of his burst. So, now at the time, Gibson wound pickups. If you look back in the 60s, the pickup was called the Gibson humbucking pickup. There was no bridge. There was no neck model. It was just a Gibson humbucking pickup. And it was put in two spots on the guitar to get different sounds. So, and tolerances were quite wide. It's funny, quality control was like tighter back then. Like maybe, or should I say, craftsmanship was higher. Quality control was looser. You know what I'm saying? That's a real thing, But it's undeniable. There is just a soul, a life. You got to fight it just a little bit. And that's an interesting feeling, It's like you got to earn it on this guitar a little bit. It's not hard to play, but it's like you got to earn it a little bit. The thing you're playing against feels very substantial, if that makes sense. There's something there, some intangible quality that might totally be mental, but I don't think it is. There is something about the sound and this guitar that I understand what makes it so desirable. There's a reason I own it and I don't sell it for the $13,000 or whatever I think it's worth. I think I could get that or more at Carter's tomorrow. They would take 20% or whatever, but that's what I think I could get. And I want to keep owning it because it's just going to be worth 26 and then 39 and whatever 52. If you are just a romantic like myself, you could make the case this is worth it. You don't make more of these. If this wasn't a good... If you told me I had to pay $13,000 for this guitar and it will stay the same in value or go down, I would say you shouldn't buy one of those. They're bad investments. The problem is... Almost dropped this thing. It's a little heavy this way. See how it does that? The problem is... I should just keep doing that. The problem is they're such great investments. To be honest with you, I hesitated to pay what I paid for this. And it was, half of what it's worth now. And so it's been a great investment. A lot of things have doubled in that time. So it's not just this, but I once heard, I think it was Gruen say, I wish that all my investments had done as well as my late 50s Telecasters or like late 50s Fenders. And isn't that the truth? Isn't that the truth? I think the time is coming when we're going to be saying, yeah, dude, I just bought... The same way people buy Japanese Squires, the same way people buy, I'm buying Tokais and Grecos and stuff, the same, and Bernies and all those things. And There's 90s, like the Strat from Fender. Those guitars that weren't very loved at the time or were overlooked or whatever. I think the time's coming where we're going to go, is that one of the original Indonesian Harley Benton SC 550s? Are those the original Tesla pickups? Oh, no, you can see the magnet's different. You can see, oh, yeah. Oh, those are first gen Tesla. The time's coming. The time's coming because I think they're great. Now, you might say, well, HW, they make so many of them. That's true. So maybe I'm wrong. But, there's going to be more people in the future. Only the Americans and the Western Europeans were dumb enough to believe that you shouldn't have kids and that the world would be a better place for that. And that belief seems to have gone away now. But I remember for a while I had a lot of friends. I don't know if I should have kids and bring them in this world. There's already too many people. Okay. I mean, that's a death cult if you think about it. If you believe the world is better, that you die and not have offspring, you're in a death cult. Okay, the end of the video has now come.